Friday by Rebecca Black, releasing in February 2011, was a historic moment for the internet, and its effects on online culture and the people involved are still felt to this day. The overall trend of online teens making fun of other online teens for making cringy music has more or less died since that time, and in hindsight it was a phase that, while warranted in some cases, was heavily blown out of proportion. One song that I see put into lists with this type of music is Hot Problems by Double Take, and at a glance it seems like it's of a similar category. However, the real story behind this song is much different than what you would guess from a surface level viewing of it, and it might not be as straightforward in origin as you would expect.
Hot Problems was a song uploaded to YouTube on April 15th, 2012 by Double Take, a music duo consisting of Californian high schoolers Lauren Wiley and Drew Garrett. The duo were interested in video production and enjoyed writing music, so one day they decided to make a fun song to show their friends. They then quickly wrote the lyrics to a catchy tune about the societal struggles of so-called hot girls.
We'll get to it.
The duo would be the first to say that they're not musicians, so they either found a decent instrumental online, or more likely they got one made through unknown connections. For the final step, they got the relative of a friend of theirs to direct the music video as a favor. This person would be the then head of an up-and-coming film company, Old Bailey Productions. We don't know his name just yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. The song was then uploaded on the 15th, a Sunday.
Thank God, that was close.
It almost immediately gained an audience, with it climbing close to 500,000 views in its first 3 days, and after a spotlight on the internet culture blog Tosh.0 and several covers by YouTube users, passing 8 million views in its first week and peaking at close to 20 million. But more importantly, it also passed over 600,000 dislikes. Very quickly after its spike in popularity, it was critically panned by the media and the internet as a whole for its amateur vocals, blown-out production, and terrible message.
How could someone even post this? This is probably the same people who made the Friday video. What did I ever do to you guys?
The song basically had a 1 to 200 dislike ratio ever since it was uploaded, and the comments are filled with the same vitriol that the likes of Rebecca Black received. Although I'm gonna try to be objective, I definitely have to agree with this criticism. The singing isn't very good, the instrumental sounds like a 2010 Kesha song, which feels dated even for 2012, and worst of all, the lyrics make them sound so arrogant and pompous. Like, who would write these things and expect to be taken seriously? The song has lines like, "We're just like you, except we're hot," or "Textbook perfection really takes a lot," "We're not perfect and sometimes we lie."
Wait a minute. Did you guys seriously fall for this?
Musically speaking, this is a bad song, and to be fair, it being a comedy song wouldn't make the singing better, but if the music were the only thing being made fun of, then I wouldn't be talking about it. But a large subset of the backlash is people taking the very obvious joke of this song seriously. Hot Problems was meant as a satire of the vanity-obsessed people who would hold these beliefs, and the writing makes the lampooning of these characters obvious. But since the production is bad, most people were predisposed to the idea that this song has no thought put into it. Plus, the internet still had Friday on their minds, so it was lumped into that same group of other cheesy songs made by amateur teens, and it got a similar amount of hate to those since people thought everything else about the songs were also the same. The narrative in some people's minds was that this song was made by two random teens with rich parents who begged a producer to make their kids famous, and that all the lyrics were either the genuine outlook of the people who made it or written specifically to pander to the demographic they're talking about. These girls were not the masters of comedy, but they still weren't who the internet thought they were. Some publications came to their defense, but most just painted these two as hollow egotists with no self-awareness, and the internet just ran with it, with some still believing that to this day.
The world needs to open their eyes and realize we're not perfect. You know, it's a song about modesty. You know, these guys are just like you, except that they're hot.
He literally stops reading before the punchline, and then he just keeps trying to make fun of it. Oh my god. Why did we die in 2012? We were basically asking for it. But despite the mounting anger, Lauren and Drew were surprisingly resilient to their first online outing being universally hated. They were already aware of their shortcomings musically, so they didn't take any of the negative comments personally and were only excited because they didn't expect the song to go viral. And I think this fact is another sign that this song should be seen as different. Compared to Friday, the backlash from that song ruined Rebecca Black's life and mental health because it was a real song that she thought was quality and should be taken seriously as her creation. But Double Take just thought of their song as dumb fun and never considered it a genuine artistic expression they needed to personally attach themselves to. Double Take eagerly played along with the joke and continued their personas from Hot Problems in other videos released afterwards, as well as a new music video a month later for their song Like a Princess. Of note, this song was uploaded to their own channel instead of through Old Bailey Productions. OBP also didn't direct this music video, instead being made by Drew Ross Productions, which has no information anywhere online and whose only credit is this video. Old Bailey Productions didn't work with them again either because Hot Problems was a one-time favor, or the negative reception of the video made them reluctant to work with them again. We also know the man who produced this song, Terrell Anthony, from an independent production company, Self-Made Music. Like a Princess is a direct response to Hot Problems, with them sarcastically singing about them now living high-class celebrity lives after a single viral video. It didn't get as popular as Hot Problems, but it got a similar amount of backlash. That June, they would somehow have a live performance, which I can't find anything about, but on the 12th, they would release a remaster of the Stalking Song, a single they released during the height of Hot Problems that didn't gain as much attention. This one never got a music video, although one was in production according to the group's Twitter. It's up to the same quality as other Double Take songs, however, it's unrelated to the Hot Problems persona, instead being about two obsessive stalker characters. I'll just say it, Lonely Island did it better, and theirs has Nicki Minaj, so myth busted. The only important detail about this song is that it was made in collaboration with Patrice Wilson, seen here respecting boundaries. He's the founder and CEO of Arc Music Factory, a production company infamous for, among other things, creating widely hated viral stars like Rebecca Black.
It's always her, she's all I can see.
After the Stalking Song was released, they apparently had a longer relationship, casually meeting and doing whatever watching auditions means. Fortunately for us, nothing was ever released involving him after the Stalking Song, or at all for that matter. After that, Double Take sort of fizzled out. No new songs were ever released or hinted at, and after what looks like a tweet accidentally not posted to a personal account that September, their social media went silent as well. Lauren and Drew were seniors in high school when Hot Problems blew up, so the likely explanation is that they graduated and then went to live separate lives after the internet forgot about them. Drew is now a successful fitness and lifestyle coach, and Lauren is a theater actress and accounting executive for a healthcare-based marketing agency. They're apparently still close, but haven't made any attempt to return to the spotlight either as Double Take or from solo ventures. On their personal social medias, they haven't shied away from acknowledging their past, even if they have no intention to return to it. Honestly, it's good to see their lives are pretty much normal and stable following their infamy, unlike many other living memes who either spiral mentally or try to keep clinging to any relevance they have left. Although it is a strangely short amount of time for something that went viral like this, most of these events are over the span of a single month, although it's obvious that the group never intended on becoming this infamous, and only went to pursue music after they went viral, but after their time was done, they didn't feel a need to stay in the spotlight.
The only other people involved to look into is Old Bailey Productions, but after looking into their full history with Double Take, I stumbled across an interesting twist on the story that I'm not sure I was supposed to find out.
If you find the song nowadays, you might notice the numbers and dates don't exactly match up with records. That's because sometime in 2014, the original upload of Hot Problems was deleted off YouTube, since Old Bailey Productions had grown as a company and changed management since then, so it didn't fit with the rest of their catalog. Fairly recently, Old Bailey Productions was acquired by a marketing firm called 805 Agency Inc., which have a pretty impressive resume. However, this does mean OBP's entire back catalog was purged, so it's unlikely we'll ever see the original Hot Problems ever again. Not much is known about Old Bailey Productions, and more importantly, the behind the scenes of Hot Problems as a whole. It was clear the duo weren't used to interviews, but they were consistently hesitant to directly talk about who else was involved and how much help they got to make Hot Problems.
Somebody put it up on iTunes, you guys obviously know about it, so who put it up on iTunes?
A friend of ours helped us put it up on iTunes.
A friend, or was it the guy that put the music video together?
Yes, him.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is getting more and more weird. You guys are just being so secretive. Just tell the friggin' truth. That's all we ask.
Even when the guy from Old Bailey Productions was finally interviewed, he was very secretive, saying he didn't have proper legal consent to talk about the song in interviews, and quickly hung up after being pushed to answer. And as it turns out, people calling the video fake needed to go a little further than the song being a joke. A growing theory at the time was that Old Bailey Productions made this song intentionally bad to drum up attention and gain an easy viral hit. Although some aspects of this are convincing in my opinion, the discussion surrounding the rumor was incredibly niche, so none of the evidence is widely documented enough for it to be concretely provable. The man behind Old Bailey's identity was discovered later after the video's authenticity was looked into, a film student named Connor Abrams, and his production background led some to believe he had more involvement than we knew. A SoundCloud account linked to the Old Bailey brand suggested he had a hand in making the song itself, and a screenshot of a comment showed that he was trying to bring some more attention to the video after its initial upload. In a different comment, he stated that he was roommates with another content creator who ran the parody skit channel Jewel Thief. There are also archives of the Old Bailey Productions channel which showed a backlog of other projects that were purged before Hot Problems became public. After that, he would then change the branding of the channel to focus solely on the girls from Double Take, and change the description of Hot Problems to both remove him being, quote, associates with the artists, and to remove one of the tags, Rebecca Black. All of this before Hot Problems passed 1 million views. There was also apparently an admittance of guilt by Connor somewhere, but that can't be found anywhere online to my knowledge besides references to it elsewhere.
The guy who produced the video, people have found like old tweets from his and messages from his of where he describes it as being a project to see if you can get something to go viral, correct?
We didn't make it in order to see if we can make it go viral. We really just made it for fun.
Much of the evidence for this theory is fairly circumstantial, and could be taken either as deliberate manipulation or self-awareness in response to their success, so at this point it's entirely up to personal opinion as to whether you believe this rumor or not. But no matter the video's true validity, this information does still change the entire context behind this song's story, but it still perfectly encapsulates the narrative of two kids having fun and the internet doing what it does best in response.
My intent with this video was never to find some obscure mystery surrounding a viral hit, but I guess that's just what happens when you research a thing for long enough. The amount of surprising information that I found when looking into Hot Problems was too numerous to leave alone, and in all honesty, I was kind of hesitant to actually add this stuff to the video. I was already done with the bulk of the video, and I was just thinking, oh, I could add that to the where are they now part of the video or something, but after actually diving into the implications of the information that I found, I knew it had to be shared in its full context. But like I said, I might believe in it, but it's definitely a lot more up to interpretation than other online hoaxes. And it's also kind of funny to watch all the people in the comment section try to defend the song by saying it's a joke, when no, you have no idea what else you don't know. I had found out about Hot Problems from a list on Wikipedia of the most hated songs of all time. It's kind of a bad and outdated list, but Hot Problems was something that I had never heard of, considering it's one of the most hated songs of all time, on par with Friday apparently. And after watching it for myself, I knew there had to be more going on than I knew. Originally I just thought that it was a joke song, but I know better now. But that's the story of Double Take and Hot Problems, one of the most hated songs of the early 2010s. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did not enjoy the amount of things I had to add to this script. I'll see you all in the next video.